faith, I began to notice over time how difficult it was for me to see the chalkboard. We had chalkboards in those days, you know. And I found myself squinting, trying to take notes and copy notes and things like that. So eventually I moved to the front seat, which, is not the desirable place to be for a lot of classes. But I needed to do it, but I still found myself squinting to see the front board. So, of course, I made an appointment to get an eye exam. And as it turned out, the eye exam showed that I was very nearsighted and needed glasses. And when I finally got my new spectacles, I put them on and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the difference. Suddenly, it's like the world and all of its detail came into focus. When I was walking to my car wearing my glasses, it was like the ground had just risen up to meet me. I could see the smallest things, ants gathering. Not really, but I could see certain things on the ground that I'd never noticed before. When I was driving, I could see at great distance. I could see the headlights of other cars coming towards me. Before it was just kind of a blur. And when I was sitting in the classroom, I could see the face of my professor very clearly, and all the writing on the board. It's amazing. Just putting a couple of glasses in front of your eyes, how that could really help. So obviously many of us here, have to deal with issues about our vision over time. But what is of greater concern is the issues that we have with our spiritual vision. Jesus often speaks about spiritual sight. How easy it is for us to see the problems that other people have, yet not our own problems. It's very easy to judge what is wrong or what's going wrong with other people, to admonish them maybe, to criticize them, to offer advice. But when it comes to judging ourselves and advising ourselves and challenging ourselves with regard to our own struggles, it's much more difficult. It's like we put on a pair of glasses when we deal with others, but we take them off when we look into the mirror. We fail to see that we have the same struggles as everybody else. So Jesus makes it clear that if we really want to be a help to others, if we want to guide others in the spiritual life, in the ways of faith, then we had better get our own spiritual eyes checked. The worst thing is to lead people down the wrong path. That includes our children, our spouses, our family members, and our friends. We may say, well, I have their best interests at heart. That's fine. That's why we try to help people sometimes clean up their act. But we have to get our own house in order first, so that our words ring true to them, and that we guide by example. I remember Andrea Bocelli coming to, the Italian opera singer. In fact, I saw him in Fresno when they opened up the Save Mart Center. He was the first concert there. And when he came out into the stage, he was guided by a beautiful woman dressed up, and she just took him by the hand and walked him over to the microphone in the center of the stage, and there he stood for the whole concert, which was really beautiful. And then at the end, she came out and took him by the hand and led him off stage. And I think that's a good metaphor for what happens in the spiritual life. We are to accompany each other. We're supposed to guide each other in the ways of faith. But the blind cannot lead the blind. Imagine if he had chosen another blind person to lead him out. It would have been disastrous. So we have to first make certain that our spiritual eyes are healthy, then we can lead others into the light of day.